Hi everybody, it's Keith DeMoe here from Tech, and today I'm just going to quickly walk through the Tableau Connect solution. So as you can see up here on the screen, we have an end-of-year promotion for the product. We're offering it for 6 months for $14.99, and should you continue to work with the product going forward, it would be a subscription cost of $2,500 for the year. And this is regardless of the business objects licensing that you do have. Okay, so let's get out of here. All right, so this screen here is a Tableau dashboard. So for those of you who might not be familiar with Tableau dashboards, this is a good example to show. It shows you the interactivity and the different levels of data that you can provide a user. And depending on your company's requirements, you can see what you can do here. All right, so it's very interactive and excellent visualizations. All right, and for those of you that are familiar with Tableau, you might have seen this Superstore example up before. All right, so let's move over to the solution. This is a workflow overview, and the reason I have this up here is for those of you who are already working with Tableau, you can work with our solution. Our solution resides within BusinessObjects itself, and you can store your Tableau dashboards within BusinessObjects and within a folder, and that data for those dashboards will get populated within BusinessObjects itself. So we have our data sources here that we're accessing data from. If you're working with SAP HANA, BW, or UNV, or Universes, UNV or UNX, and again, this is all populated through using a crystal report or a web intelligence report. Typically, most of the organizations we work with use the query capabilities that do come with web intelligence reports. All right, so if we go over to our BusinessObjects environment, and you'd be familiar with the CMC, we can send, this product will distribute out Tableau dashboards to BusinessObjects users' inboxes. It will also distribute out Tableau dashboards to email addresses. So I have a couple of email addresses set up here. Great thing about this part is that depending on the percentage of users, that you don't necessarily need all your users logging into BusinessObjects now to access their data. So they can receive these dashboards right from their email, and they can open it up just with having Tableau Reader on their desktop, which is a free download. And I'll show you exactly how we do that. Also, when this product was first brought out, we were able to distribute out Tableau data extract files to Tableau server. So a lot of organizations wanted to use an enterprise-wide type application such as SAP BusinessObjects, and they wanted to have that security synced over to Tableau server. So all the data that they were accessing for their dashboards within Tableau server, they were now using our product to actually distribute that data over to the server. So when users are logging into here, they'd be able to access their dashboards, and they'd be refreshed with the most current data that was defined from BusinessObjects in a publication that was distributed over to here. Also, they can develop a dashboard or create, Tableau calls them workbooks. They're able to create a workbook on the fly, and I'll show you that as well. All right, so we'll go back over to here. We're going to go back into our folder section. I have a folder here called Full Demo. Now, I've got two publications here set up. One's for dynamic recipients and one's for enterprise recipients. Enterprise recipients, of course, is going to our inboxes. So we have 4 users in our inboxes. The dynamic recipients publication is going to be going over to our email addresses that I showed you. Okay, so we'll run that one first. All right, now I've got a dashboard sample that I've set up in that publication. We use the publication feature that comes within BusinessObjects, and we're distributing out these dashboards that way. And over here, we have a separate folder. Now, this is where we actually store our dashboards. Okay, so we'll go to enterprise recipients. We're also going to run this as well, and that's going to our inboxes again. Now, in a case for both these publications itself, the data for that dashboard that I just showed you within that folder itself was collected with this Web Intelligence report that I set up. All right, so I'm using the query capabilities that come with Web Intelligence, and I'm populating my dashboards now with that data that comes from that Web Intelligence report. So it gets distributed out to the specific users, and of course these users are only getting their specific data that's pertinent for them. And then we've defined, of course, that within Business Objects. Also to note, in these two publications, I distributed out Tableau data extract files over to Tableau server. So we'll start here. If we refresh this, so you can see those two publications that I had distributed out. So I want to show you, the reason I'm showing you this is if you do have Tableau server, your dashboards will be refreshed with the most current data that we've sent over, or we can go to a Tableau data extract file here and we can create our own workbook. And this is for everybody. The Tableau, as I mentioned, you need Tableau Desktop, one license of Tableau Desktop, because you have to develop your actual dashboards within Desktop itself. So Desktop, this here is Tableau Server, but pretty much the interface is the same when you're actually working on developing a dashboard itself. So it's pretty much just drag and drop, as you can see here. Okay, so you can see how it is pretty straightforward to use, and I'm just doing something very simple here, but this here, kind of a dashboard, would be developed in Tableau Desktop or Tableau Server, depending on what you have. And so I just wanted to quickly show you that. All right, so we're going to go back over to here. As I mentioned, we have our two publications. I distributed the dashboards over to our two email addresses, as well as our Business Objects users' inboxes. Okay, so this is our email addresses. John, he logs into his email, and now he's got California data. Now, you'll notice here the different file formats used. I set up in that publication to distribute out different file formats. The only one that you'd be interested in, the only one that would be sent to emails or Business Objects users' inboxes is TWBX file. I was just showing that we can send in different formats. We can distribute in different formats, but TWBX is what you need Tableau Reader for. Okay, so Tableau Reader is actually going to open up this file itself, as you can see here. So John's receiving data from California, so he opens up his dashboard with Tableau Reader. And as you can see here, we have our different levels of data. Of course, not quite as good as the example I showed you in the beginning, but you can, just gives you a good idea of what we can do here. Same thing for Sam in New York. Again, the only file that format you'll be distributing a dashboard in is a TWBX file. Again, you open it up with Tableau Reader. And here you go. We have Eastern region data that was sent over to this user. All right, same thing. Okay, so let's go back to our Business Objects environment. Now, the other component was to distribute to our Business Objects users' inboxes. Same thing, different file formats, but you'd only be interested in this one right here. So this individual who's just logged in to their Business Objects inbox is now opening up the same a dashboard with data specific for them within Business Objects, and as you can see here. Okay. Now, if you'd like to set up a WebEx, and I can go through this product more in more detail and showing you, you know, a lot of stuff that I'm cutting out right now for this. I just wanted to quickly show you the product itself. Other than that, feel free to give me a call, and what we can do is set up a WebEx. I could go through, show you the solution in more detail and answer any technical questions that you do have, and we can set you up with an evaluation. Okay, so here's my contact information. Other than that, thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and have yourself a great rest of the day. Thanks. Bye.